Welcome back, Truth Seeker. January 28th, 2019. First day of the daily morning podcast, looking at sports and numbers for the day. Just real quick, want to review what I saw in the NBA last night. We talked about how the Lakers looked real good with the King James riddle. And what jumped out at me about all of the games played yesterday is all of LeBron's teams won. The Cavs won. The Cavs beat the Bulls. The Heat beat the Knicks. And the Lakers beat the Suns. And I would say that's definitely not coincidental. The other thing that jumped out was the Bucks lost, and the Bucks have the best record in the East, tied for the most wins with the Warriors, and both teams have 35 wins. And again, King James equals 35. And when LeBron returns, which will be against Philadelphia, it'll be for his 35th game of the season. So just a reminder, the NBA and riddles and how the league is structured around LeBron James. In case you missed yesterday's video, what we were looking at was the Lakers improving to 16-11, which seemed like Lock City because the King James Bible was published in 1611. And sure enough, the Lakers did become 1611 on a fitting date as well, a date with numerology that corresponded with the Gematria of King. So, also, LeBron, he's going to miss 16 games, meaning if he plays all the other games of this season, he'll play in 66. LeBron, Lakers, LeBron James, all 66. King James born in 1566. The King James Bible, 66 books. So quite the riddle in the NBA yesterday. Even factored in the Bucks losing and staying at 35 wins. Another big story in the NBA today, Monday, January 28th. Anthony Davis wants a trade. And what's so interesting is from today, the day he's asking for this trade, to his upcoming birthday is 42 days. And, you know, there's been rumors for some time now that Anthony Davis is going to become part of the Lakers and join LeBron James. LeBron James, 42. If that does happen, we're going to have to take, you know, a deeper look at the upcoming NBA Finals in light of the Boston, LA themes going on this year, you know. His move to the Lakers is the one thing that could possibly elevate the Lakers to a finals contender. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. There has been some strong riddles, though, for Celtics and Warriors from before the season began to what just happened over the weekend, where the Warriors picked up their 17th road win, getting their 35th win of the season 17 weeks on the nose after Kevin Durant, number 35's birthday. So the trade deadline's February 7th. See if this happens before then. Also, just in case you missed it, we've been watching the Super Bowl. We've been watching this entire NFL season saying 26 is the number on the year that AFC can win its 26th championship. The season began on the 26th of Elul. The first game of the season, the Falcons lost in the massive 26 ritual. Now the AFC wins the Pro Bowl with 26 points. The rookie running back for New England, Sony Michel, who played at Georgia, who played in the college championship where Alabama beat Georgia in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Alabama won that game with 26 points. Now Sony Michel's in the NFL wearing number 26. And from his last birthday to the Super Bowl will be 351 days later. That's the 26th triangular number. Just like how when the Falcons lost in the season opener, they stayed on 351 franchise wins. And Denham pointed out that if you write out Super Bowl, you know how it's Super Bowl MVP? If you actually write out Super Bowl most valuable player with the alphabetic order, it's 351. So something else right there. Sony Michel, number 26, 351, the 26th triangular number. The Super Bowl's 351 days after his birthday. And the 153 stands out as well because that's the 17th triangular number. And this is the rematch of the Super Bowl from 17 years earlier. Remember, the Rams lost with 17 points in Super Bowl 36. This is also the Patriots' 59th season, the 17th prime. Also, another riddle over the weekend. Detroit Lions linebacker number 53 arrested for punching a police officer in the face, an NYPD officer. NYPD's 59. But the thing about the Lions is they have the former coordinator of the Patriots, Matt Patricia, and also the Lions did play the Rams and the Patriots this year. And this guy arrested is number 53. So there might be a deeper riddle in there that I'm still overlooking, but no doubt this is connected to the upcoming Super Bowl. And it was also pointed out to me over the weekend that Kwame Lassiter, former NFL player who did play for the Rams, he died January 6th. January 6th, 2019. He was 49 years old, NFL 49, Super Bowl 49. He died 34 days after his birthday, like the Super Bowl's on the 34th day of the year. And the day he died was a date with 46 numerology. Sacrifice number, also a number connected to the Patriots. It was also a date with 26 numerology. And remember, if the Rams lose, they'll get their 26th playoff loss, helping the AFC get its 26th Super Bowl. So his death was quiet. There's not really any headlines out there about his death. Somebody who heard about that locally, let me know. And then again, Tom Brady saw a bear in the Montana woods. Bear equals 26. Now he's facing Jared Goff, the cow bear, who throws to Robert Woods. And in recent days, we get this story about the death of a college football player who plays for the Montana Grizzlies. And this story came out of Missoula. Missoula's 53, excuse me, like Los Angeles and Patriots. But just notice Grizzlies, Bear, and notice the overlap with Super Bowl. Grizzlies is also 59, like it's the Patriots' 59th season. So his father was a former 49er and New York Jet. Think about how Tom Brady's from the Bay Area, grew up idolizing Joe Montana. He saw the bear in the Montana woods. And Tom Brady's career began thanks to a New York Jet injuring Drew Bledsoe. So anyway, just wanted to cover those stories, make sure everybody's up to speed on that. And let me check the chat here, make sure that people are able to get in here. Let's see, Martin and Rob are here. Yeah, the Lakers game, I mean, we saw the riddle. It was good that we saw the riddle. It wasn't the hardest call in the world. So the glitch in your matrix, he's not getting the notifications. That's disappointing. Thanks, Vanessa. I appreciate it. What's up, Brian? Okay, so let's look at today's stuff. It's January 28th, 2019. We have 68 date numerology. Did you guys get the documents over the weekend? Make sure everybody got that. Hold on. I got to make sure you guys have this. So if you scroll down the page, the front page for Patreon, I put up the MLB city and team name Gematria document. If you download it, you'll get that text document. You can use that as a reference. And I also put it up for the NBA. So you got all the base Gematria for every NBA city name and team nickname, and then the combined name. And you can use that as a quick reference when you do your daily decodes. So, for example, you see today has 68 date numerology, and you want to see what teams have the connection to 68. So just open up your text document and do Control F. That's how you do a search, and type in 68, and then it'll go through. So you can go, okay, Chicago Bulls got the 68 connection. Cleveland, well, be careful when it does things like that. Cleveland Cavaliers is 168, so that's not the same. Detroit Pistons got the 68 connection. Orlando Magic, Denver, Chicago Bulls. Okay, so those are our teams with the 68 connection. So we can keep that in mind as we look through each game. And if you have this thing printed out, probably also helpful. And you can do that for each number. So today's date has 68 numerology, 41, 23, 48, 29. And remember, as you decode the date, if a number has a prime relationship, just make a note of that. So like today has 41 date numerology, 41 is the 13th prime number. Today has 23 date numerology, that's the 9th prime. 29, 10th prime. Keep your primes in mind. It's the 28th of the month. And with regards to the NBA, it's also the 105th day of the NBA season. The season began October 16th. So let's go through and just take a peek. And, 23 is probably going to be the number that shows up the most in terms of the team records at this point in the season. Zoom this in here. So the Knicks are 10-38. I just saw a stat last night that the Knicks have lost 11 straight games at home. And remember, New York's the 11th state. So I haven't looked ahead, but I'm interested in who the Knicks play next at home. I'm wondering if that streak could be snapped at 11. Just right away, looking at their record, though, 10-38, in light of how 10 and 39 go together, and 39 being a New York number, I'm just wondering if that's destined there. This is going to be their 28th away game. So let's see. The Hornets come into this game with 23 wins. We have a 23 date numerology. And when I think of 23 in the Hornets, it makes me think about Michael Jordan, who's running that team right now. So let's just take a peek at the Knicks Hornets head-to-head. So the Knicks lead 59-48. Okay. Michael Jordan's birthday is on February 17th. I just want to see from his last birthday to today, because these 23s in Jordan, I gotta look extra thorough when I see something like that. 345 days, 11 months and 11 days, and then to his upcoming birthday is 20 days, or a span of 21. You guys know Michael Jordan is born in 1963? I'm thinking about that because he has 6 championships, and somebody in football has a chance to go 6-3 in Super Bowls. And the other weird thing about Jordan in the Patriots is his birthday is February 17th, and that day could be written 2/17. New England Patriots 217. I find that kind of strange. Jordan's going to turn 56 here, 14 days after the Super Bowl. Okay, so this Knicks Hornets game. There's nothing definitive in the date numerology about the outcome of the game. Let's see if we can find. Plus, Charlotte's just such a big favorite. It's not a great game to bet on anyway, unless you had a good read for the Knicks. Warriors, Pacers. Okay. Just overlooking the records here. Okay. Nothing screaming out about the date numerology in this one. Golden State does equal 41. We're on this 41 date numerology. Pacers. Let's see. All right, hold on. Let's check their head-to-head all time. So the Pacers are at 47 wins, meaning they can pick up their 48th on this 48 date numerology. Warriors are coming off a big road win at Boston. So that's noteworthy that they can pick up the 48th on the 48 date numerology. Historically, those have been good reads, but we just got on that cold streak over that 3-day stretch, and things like that normally line up, they just weren't hitting. So I'm a little bit shell-shocked from the last few days, but historically, those are the types of reads you want. Warriors are a pretty big favorite, despite being on the road against the Pacers, one of the better teams in the East. And sometimes you can get a clue by looking at the last time these teams matched up. Let's see, have they played yet this season? No, they haven't played since last year. So let's see when they meet again. Warriors Pacers schedule. They play again March 21st. That's the 80th day of the year. So they play again 52 days later, which is a Pacers number. Pacers equals 52. Or no, I'm mistaken. It's Indiana. Indiana is what's 52. Indiana's 52. So they play again in 52 days. I'm just thinking about the upcoming game. What's the numerology of the next day they play? So the next day they play 3 plus 21 plus 19. The next day they play is a date with 43 numerology. So isn't that interesting? They play again in Golden State on a date with 43 numerology. If the Pacers got the W today, they'd get their 48th win on a 48 date. And the Warriors play them again at home on a date with 43 numerology and can get their 43rd win then. And I'm not going to scream out anything that I like in terms of games. I'm even a little bit paranoid right now that these trolls here are actually people who work for the league, and they're messing with us on some of these games. You know, Picks Money, who calls in routinely, he said he had the same problem the last few days too. He's like, everything that's normally working is not working right now. He's like, I don't know if they're screwing with us and trying to throw us off the curb or what, but very interesting alignment there with the Warriors and Pacers. So Nets, Celtics. Let's check it out. Nets, Celtics head to head. All right. So the Nets trail 66 to 128. Massive. So they're behind by 62 games. Yeah, Boston should be a big favorite in that one. If Boston gets this win, they'll get their 31st win. Boston has Gematria 22, and if you use the rule for S, 31. Nets has the Gematria 13 as well as 22. Something that I've been considering, and I'm just watching the pattern is, 13 and 31 are reflections of each other. And I'm wondering if riddles in sports, because normally I don't call games that way. Normally I won't say, okay, this team has the 13 connections. That's a good sign that this team here can pick up win 31, etc. But in light of this being occult knowledge and the law of reversals and reverse gematria, it might be something worth keeping an eye on. I do suspect the Celtics, who are an 11-point favorite, will pick up their 31st win. 31's the 11th prime. Brooklyn's from New York, the 11th state. So, but it's just such a big spread. I mean, it's not going to be a game that pays a lot, but the numbers are good there for the Celtics to get that W. And I do think a lot of times the spread is indicative of what will be the outcome of the game. It's funny also that the over-under's at 223 because Brooklyn, when you flip the alphabetic order around, is 223. And again, you can just use your, whoops, I must have closed that document by accident. You can use your cheat sheet, search for 223. Oh, it's Brooklyn, New York. That's what's 223. So that's actually something that's not in the cheat sheet. I could add that again later. I could add in more things like the city plus the state, but Brooklyn, New York's 223. So interesting. The over-unders right there. The only thing on the board for a potential upset is the Nets getting that 28th win on the 28th day of the year, but I don't think that's going to happen. Celtics should be one of the dominant teams in the East this year. Okay, Nuggets, Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are a team that just had 2 games that really did not follow the typical code recently. They could have got the 20th win on the 20-date numerology. They didn't. And then they beat the Pacers, who had good numbers in the game, which was a real head scratcher for me. All right, let's look at the Nuggets and Grizzlies head to head. Let's take a peek. Grizzlies Nuggets 35-53. And no potential outcome jives with our date numerology. It's going to be the 89th game. 89 is the 11th Fibonacci, the 24th prime. Let's see. Let's take a peek at the gematria here. Memphis has that 34th thing going, and you'll notice the Nuggets have a chance to get their 34th W. Let's see. Grizzlies. Got the 68 date numerology. So I don't see anything that's very favorable for the Grizzlies, but Memphis 34. Nuggets have a chance to get that 34th W. The Hawks and the Clippers. I remember we have 29 date numerology, January 28th, 1 + 28, 29. Atlanta's equals 15. They're sitting on 15 wins. The Clippers got 15 home wins. The Hawks have played 48 games. Atlanta's 48 when you flip the alphabetic order around. Their record is very Atlanta right now. Because look at that. 15 wins in 48 games. Atlanta, 15 when you flip the alphabetic order around 48. And then they have 33 losses. Atlanta's on the 33rd parallel. It's abbreviated ATL 33. So what a record they got. This is going to be their 28th away game on the 28th. 28 and 7. If you add 1 through 7 together, it's 28. 28 is the 7th triangular. Clippers, this is going to be their 51st game. 26th at home. Let's check their head-to-head. Clippers, Hawks head-to-head. All right, so the Clippers trail the Hawks 45-76. It's going to be the 122nd game. I think the Clippers just won with 122 points yesterday. Let me double check. They don't have that connection to 122. They don't. Let's see. Whoops. Where did I want to be? I don't see any magic numbers necessarily for this game right here. Well, it is on a date with 41 numerology. LA is 41 and 13. Again, 41 the 13th prime. They can pick up the 29 on the 29 date. Just trying to think if there's anything that I'm overlooking here. I mean, in all likelihood, the Clippers do take this game. It's just I don't see any strong alignment with the date. The last time they played was November 19th, 2018. Clippers won at Atlanta. It was a date with 48 numerology. So interesting, they're playing again on a date with 48 and 68 numerology, just like last time. Let me just see how many days apart that was. November 19th to this game right here. November 19th, 2018. 70 days or a span of 71. 71's the 20th prime. Not any 20s on the board. Make sure I didn't miss anything with the Gematria real quick. Clippers got that 46. They can get their 46th win in the series, but we don't have a date connection to 46 today. Hawks had 76 wins in the series. Yeah. Clippers probably pulled that one out, but there's not any super strong indicators either way, and the Hawks seem to be kind of like a wild card team. You know, in fact, I mean, it's very clear who the star player is. Anytime you watch ESPN, all they show of the Hawks is Trae Young. Again, it probably is a good idea before you make any wagers to always measure with the star player and how they line up for the game. It's like that Celtics-Warriors game. We were able to call the Warriors because we saw that they could get their 17th road win 17 weeks after Kevin Durant's birthday, who wears the number 35 when they were going for their 35th overall win. So those are the types of things that you want to see. Let's just see the Hawks. It might be best to just measure every game with Trae Young. See how he lines up. 131 days, the 32nd prime number. It's also interesting that it's 18 weeks and 5 days because basketball has the gematria of 185. Huh. 4 months and 9 days. Isn't it their 49th game? Let me close these windows. their 49th game. Staples Center's 49. Yeah, I don't. This game's dangerous because Hawks are a wild card. If the Hawks did win, they'd get their 16th win in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is 53, the 16th prime. But yeah, let me come out and peek at the chat, see what's going on in the chat real quick. Rob Jennings points out 89th game in Memphis, Denver. 89, 11th Fibonacci number. Denver is 1-1 away. I'm not sure what you mean by the 1-1 away, Rob. I'll come back and look at this Denver-Memphis game. I'm not following you with the 53 and 16 thing in this game, Rob. I don't see where the 53 connection is in this game. Because there's no connection to the date or the team name, or it's not the 53rd game of the season. So yeah, Issy, Clippers probably do win that game. But there's not a strong read either way in terms of the numbers. So, I mean, if you're just going to go with the gut and say, yeah, Clippers probably take it, they're at home, they're the better team, you can go with that. But Rob, you wrote Denver. You're talking about the LA Hawks game? Because if you're talking about the Hawks, how they could get their 16th in Los Angeles 53, I do see that. I know what you're saying there. So yeah, I'm not. You got to be clear in your comments, because here it clearly says Memphis and Denver. Denver could stay on 53. John says he's taking the Knicks tonight. John, what do you like about the Knicks this evening? What does John like about the Knicks? The one riddle I see for the Knicks is getting their 7th away win in their 28th away game, just because there's the relationship between 28 and 7. But with that 1039 on the board and the way those numbers go together, when you write out 10, it equals 39. 10 commandments from the 39 books of the Old Testament, New York's 39. That's worrisome. So I imagine John's thinking the Hornets, led by Michael Jordan, stay at 23 on the 23 date numerology. Let me get extra thorough here with the Charlotte's got the 39 thing too. So the Knicks could get their 39th loss in Charlotte as well. me check something else. Let's see this. I'd caution against the Knicks, John, but I mean, if that's what you're feeling, go for it, man. I think the Pacers got a good shot. What else did you say? Nets? You think the Nets are going to get that 28th win on the 28th and upset the Celtics? Remember, look at this. It's the Celtics' 26th home game. Celtics equals 26. They can become 20-6 in the game. And hold on, is there something with 206 too? This is something else I'm thinking of. Okay. Oh, it's 260. That's what it is. So it's the Celtics' 26th home game. If they win, they become 20-6, which does look a bit like 26. Boston has the gematria of 22 and 31. Again, they can get that 31st win, the 11th prime over the team from the 11th state. So I'd be careful with your Nets and Knicks picks. I mean, they are big upsets. If you're right about them, they'll pay, but there's cause for concern there. So Pacers got a good shot. Nuggets definitely got a good shot. They can get that 34th win at Memphis. Memphis 34. And Clippers, they have a little date numerology in their favor. There's just an upset riddle on the board potentially for the Hawks. Doesn't mean they'll get it. Again, the Hawks just faced the Trailblazers too. Trailblazers has that gematria 53, the 16th prime. They didn't get that there, so. Let me give Issy a moderator. Let me go back and look at that. Well, that is a good observation that they could stay on 128 wins on January 28th. All right, if you're feeling it, go for it. That is a good observation. You do make a good point there. The Indiana game. You must have just got here. What we pointed out is here, I got to bring up the Warriors-Pacers head-to-head again. So this is what we noticed about the Warriors and Pacers. Today's game is on a date with 48 numerology. The Pacers can get their 48th win. And the next time these teams play is on a date with 43 numerology. And the Warriors can get their 43rd win in the next game in Golden State. So you got to say, what are the odds? What are the odds that the Pacers can get 48 on a 48 date numerology and the Warriors can get 43 in the next game on a 43 day? So it has me thinking Pacers can get that W there. If Golden State loses, they'll be 17-9 away. That looks like 179, which is the 41st prime. And today has 41 date numerology as well, plus Golden State is 41. So I think there's good reason to believe the Pacers can get it done here. But I don't want to say too much. I feel like I've been cursed the last few days. So we can switch over to college right now. Let me check the chat before we do that. Over, under for Super Bowl? Okay, let me just look at what they have it at right now, and then we'll go and look at college basketball for today. All right. Super Bowl. The over-under is at 56.5. Isn't that funny? We know that the number that connects to Super Bowl in a big way is 57. When you write out 57 as a word, it sums to the same thing as Super Bowl, the same thing as championship. Rams equals 57. The Patriots last won the Super Bowl in their 57th season over the Falcons. What could a score be that would be right at 57 that would make sense for the Super Bowl? I'm just wondering if somebody's going to win with 32 points on the date that can be written 3/2 because America's 32, so is NFL. The United States of America is 99. 32-26, that'd be a funny score. Is that a realistic score? 32-27, it's the Patriots' 59th season. Again, the over-under is dangerous because I really do feel like they'll manipulate the outcome of the score depending on where the money is. So I'd look at where the majority of money is from the public for the over-under. I think that's one of those things that they save, because they can. There's a few variations of scores they can do that make a tribute to the team and the season, and but just looking at it right now, I'm just thinking, 57 or more makes sense in light of the well, as I say that, it is Super Bowl 53, right? What if we got a score that was 53 points? But again, those Super Bowl numbers, the Patriots season, that's in the 57 to 59 range. So the only thing that'll shock me in this Super Bowl is if the Patriots lose. That would be the only thing that would shock me. All right, let's look at. I think if you want to take a bet on something else besides the winner, I think it's worth putting a bet on Sony Michel to win the MVP of the Super Bowl for the Patriots. Again, the Super Bowl's 351 days after his birthday. That's the 26th triangular number. He wears number 26. And Super Bowl most valuable player equals 351. Plus, he's from Georgia. He played in the college championship, Alabama, Georgia, in the same building, where Alabama won with 26 points. All right, let's check out college basketball real quick. There it is. This guy looks like Andrei Kirilenko, number 33, of course. All right, so Duke, the Blue Devils versus Notre Dame. Let's see real quick. Notre Dame, Fighting Irish. Duke's got the 41 thing. So does Notre Dame. We have this 41 date numerology. Duke Blue Devils. See if anything jives with the records here. Duke with a win will be 7-1, the big Catholic number, over the Catholic school. That jumps out. They're a huge favorite anyway. God, 15 points. Let's see what the head-to-head is, just in case there's an upset narrative on the board here. So they're 24-7 against Notre Dame all time. This will be the 32nd game. One more time. Keep in mind that Duke has that Gematria 67, the 19th prime, when the college tournament comes around. It's 2019. Checking here. Notre Dame's got 2 connections to the date numerology, but nothing that screams out. Or no. Never mind. Just one. 41. 41 is the big number on the board for this game. Yeah, there's nothing in the date numerology that's so huge. This 152, what did I just see that was the over-under on that? Was it the Duke Blue Devils is 152. It's funny, the over-under is right there, 152 and a half. Okay, let's look at this TCU Texas Tech. It's a more intriguing game. Texas Christian University, Texas Tech. All right, let's see here. TCU. (15-4). If TCU lost, they'd be 15-5. In light of them being Christian University, Christianity is 155. That's something that stands out right away. Let's see. Let's write it out. Texas Christian University. Funny, they're 15-4 right now. And look at that, Texas Christian University, 154. Also 316, like how in Hebrew Gematria, Jesus Christ equals 316. And of course, the most known verse about Jesus is John 3:16. So following the Christianity riddles, 15-5 is making sense. Texas Tech, what do they got going on? I mean, 105, Bible's 105. We got 48 date numerology. Let's see. How come that didn't come up? All right, hold on. Texas Tech college basketball head-to-head. Why is that not coming up? Texas Tech, TCU, college basketball head-to-head. Come on. So they're 42-75. 42 and 75. It'll be the 118th game. Here, we got a call. Let me see if it's somebody who's part of the live stream. What's up, caller? Hello? Caller? Well, guess they didn't want to say anything. There must be other games today. Let's see. I got to imagine that that TCU Texas Tech game will follow the Christian riddle. So, all right, hold on. Person's calling back. Caller?
Hello?
Yeah, you're quiet, but I hear you. Yeah, you're still quiet, but I hear you.
Okay. It's a great site to for the Texas Tech, TCU and all games. You haven't looked for odd shot. Write the name on Google. Texas Tech, TCU odd shot. And
Well, what's the thing you're saying at the end? TCU Texas Tech what?
To find the head-to-head and a lot of data, you can find odd shot.
Can you spell it?
ODDS odd shot.
Odd Shark. Got it. Odd Shark.
Yeah, and write the name of the team, and you get a lot of data where you can get head-to-head, last 10 games, all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah, great tip. I like this. Thank you. All right. Appreciate it. Thank you. So the money line for this game started out at plus 174, and what stands out about that is Texas Tech. They can improve to 17-4. Huh. Funny. All right, I guess start using this website. Thank you, caller. Here, let's look at we didn't look at the team nicknames. Horned Frogs. TCU Horned Frogs. Huh, 74 like Jesus. Red Raiders. Texas Tech Red Raiders. 89 like the number of chapters in the gospel. 206. No, it's 260 chapters in the New Testament. Let's come back and look. All right. Odd Shark, my new best friend. So Odd Shark seems to favor TCU. That's interesting. I don't know what formula they use. Today's date has the 68 numerology, though. Basketball is 68. Trying to see the where it has the most recent games. Oh, here we go. All. So both teams have done very well at home. Did I just see a no, I didn't see that. Both teams have done very well at home. Not the best away. TCU's 2-3 away. About the last 10. Is this against each other or just their last 10 games, period? Yeah, this looks like for the season. Yeah, it's a very cool site. Never used this site before. OddsShark. I just wonder why they come up with this prediction. This is very interesting to me. So let's come back and look at some of these other games, though, in light of our date numerology. Again, let's go over our date numerology and then just look at some of these other games in college basketball today. So we have 68, the big basketball number, 41, 23, 48, 29, plus it's the 28th. Okay. So it could be the prime numbers that play. You got to like the Catholic tribute with Duke. 7-1 on the road. In the ACC, I mean. Let's see. Just seeing if there's anything that jumps out in light of the date numerology. College basketball, they don't have as many games played. What's up, caller? Caller? Hello? Something's wrong. Call back. But I cannot hear you. This game right here, what stands out about this game is this team can get the 9th win and this team can get the 13th loss. This is Prairie View A&M at Arkansas Pine Bluff. And again, today has the 23 date numerology. That's the 9th prime. And today has 41 date numerology, the 13th prime as well. Baylor, Oklahoma. Check the Gematria real quick. Baylor 28, it's the 28th. Oklahoma 41, we got the 41 date numerology. Baylor could stay on 13 wins against Oklahoma. Probably want to do a little more checking there. Let's try this out. I want to try this website again. Oklahoma, Baylor, OddsShark. They don't have it for this game. 5th in a row. That's nice, though, that they have that kind of information. That means that if Baylor didn't get their 5th in a row, they'd be 4-1 out of their last 5 on this 41 date numerology against Oklahoma. So that's interesting. But yeah, this is a great site. It's just got nice little tidbits, things like that to consider. Okay. All right, hold on. Before we wrap this up, I want to keep this thing to about an hour each day because I said I finished writing this book, which is what I'm going to next. But let's just look at the NHL games real quick too. So there's just 2 NHL games. They just finished their All-Star break. The Jets at the Philadelphia Flyers. And again, we have this 23 date. I see the Flyers are at 23 losses. Let's just see it real quick. Jets, Flyers, NHL head-to-head. If only the Flyers were going for their 28th series win, that'd make this more helpful. Run the Gematria real quick. Winnipeg. Jets. Jets is 27. Flyers. Philadelphia. Philadelphia 1-1. They're at 26 wins in the series. Come back and see this real quick. The Jets could get their 32nd win. And did I just see that Flyers was 32? It is. Yeah, there's nothing conclusive there. I mean, the fact that they can get their 32nd win and they're clearly the better team. That's definitely on the board. The thing in the Flyers' favor is they're at 23 losses, so that game's kind of like a mixed bag with the numbers.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. Busy. I was the one to call about OddsShark.
Oh yeah, OddsShark. Thank you.
You can find the same thing for football, NHL, all sorts of sports.
Yeah, that's what I'm realizing. I just got to put in the matchup in OddsShark and see what they got.
As far as for the Baylor game, you could look it up in the corner on the right-hand side. It has list all the games, and you list more, and it will show you. You click on the versus side, and it will show you the whole data of the game. And for the head-to-head, it's usually located in the middle. It says head-to-head, and you can search from last 3 games, the last game, the last second game. All right.
Okay, I'm seeing it now. Yeah, I'm seeing that.
Okay. So on the left corner, you can see all the teams, and then in the bottom that's more, where you can click and it'll list all the teams that they have available.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, I'm seeing it. Appreciate it. Thank you again.
No problem.
All right, take care. OddsShark, new best friend. Can't believe I didn't know about this site before. But looks like they favor Oklahoma to edge out Baylor. And again, if they do, Baylor will become 4-1 against Oklahoma in the last 5 games on a date with 41 numerology. There's some rhyme and reason to that. So. All right, hold up. Let's see what they got for the Jets and Flyers. Let's see what they got here. Look at that. Look at how they got the 3.2. They can get their 32nd win, and we were just pointing out that Flyers is 32. I'm going to really start keeping an eye on this site. Where are they generating these numbers from? Huh. So Jets can get that 30-second win over the Flyers. Flyers 32. There's something up with that. And notice Jets is 27, and look at what they have up here. 2.7. These numbers are reflective of what the team Gematria is. That's something else. Jets 27, Flyers 32. Huh. All right. Check out the other NHL game. What's up, caller?
Yes, this is Izzy. You asked the question where they get the numbers. I think it's, from my research, it's some computer-generated algorithm they have. So I just thought I'd give you the answer.
Sure. I'm guessing it looks like it has something to do with Gematria, too, the way this computer algorithm works.
I'm getting that, too.
Yeah. So. All right. Appreciate it, man. We'll keep an eye on it. Thanks. All right. Let me one more NHL game to look at here. Devils and Penguins. Devils and Penguins. Let's look at the well, did this give us the all-time head-to-head between these teams? I'm sure it is here somewhere. Winnipeg does well against the spread. That's interesting. All right, let's see. What was it? Devils and Penguins. So the Devils have that 23 losses too on the 23 date numerology, which is interesting. Let's see. Devils. Devils are, let's see. Okay, hold on. Penguins are at 26 wins facing the Devils. Devils is 26. Penguins. Let's check it out one more thing. Pittsburgh. Penguins. It's interesting that the Penguins have 58 points right after the All-Star break, just because Pittsburgh 58. Let's see. New Jersey, I believe it's 43, and they got 43 points at the All-Star break. Yeah, look at that. These are the first games after the All-Star break. New Jersey Devils. Let's see it. Devils, Penguins, head-to-head, NHL. (42-34). (42 wins). Funny, they got 42 at this moment. The next one will be the 43rd. I'm thinking New Jersey, it's probably more likely for them to get that 43rd win against the Penguins in New Jersey in light of New Jersey being 43. But there's the only thing in the date numerology is we do have a 23 date. The Devils with an upset, they'd stay at 23, but it's not always that way when they're already on the number. The number in the date numerology seems to work more when it's like they're at 22 losses and they're coming into a date with 23 numerology. More likely that they'll pick up the 23rd loss. When they already come in with the number, it's it's not a real strong indicator. So I'm thinking the Devils got to get that 43rd series win in New Jersey 43. All right, but let me come out to the chat, see if anybody has any last questions. But I'm really liking this Odds Shark website, so we're going to have to start putting that to use. How do I get back to the chat? There it is. Oh, what was I just looking at then? What were these numbers here? Penguins, Devils, NHL head-to-head. This isn't the complete stats, huh? What am I looking at here then? So this isn't correct. Hold up. Oh yeah. Huh, I wonder what website that maybe there's like a modern era hockey too, and that's what that was using. Okay. Big difference here. My fault. So it's going to be the 237th game, which is the prime factorization of 42. 2 times 3 times 7, 42. And the Penguins have that 42 thing. I think that's favorable for the Penguins. Those relationships are peas in a pod, 2, 3, and 7, and 42. Yeah, that's true. Today's date can be written right. 28/1, 281, the 60th prime. Yeah. I think so. For that question about best upset call, Pacers over Warriors, I think there's reason to believe there. God, I don't want to say these things out loud. I feel like I'm cursing it. But again, for people who showed up late, the Pacers, they can. Here, I'll just put it up here one more time. Pacers, Warriors. Jumps out in a big way. Today has 48 date numerology. The Pacers can get their 48th win. The next time these teams meet is on a date with 43 numerology in Golden State. And good reason to believe Golden State would get their 43rd win on that date. So, I mean, following the numbers, I got to ride with that narrative. The problem with M cubed is it mixes the regular season and playoff for the win-loss record. And I think it's better to just look at regular season. Yeah, it is true. It is true about the here. Some people got in here late, so I'll just review this real quick and then we'll call it a day and be back tomorrow. Boston can stay on their 128th series win on January 28th, 1-2-8. But things that stand out about this game is it's going to be the 26th home game for the Celtics. Celtics equals 26. If they win, they'll be 20-6. And they can also get their 31st home win where Boston has Gematria 22-31, as does basketball. Nets is 13, the reflection of that. So the over-under at 223 is very interesting because Brooklyn, New York's 223. Notice Boston's an 11-point favorite. 31's the 11th prime. New York's the 11th state. So, I mean, if you're feeling that Nets upset, it would definitely pay well. I mean, the 128 thing might make it worth a risk, but I'm just letting you know there's some numbers on the board here for Boston why they could get this W. So, but staying on 128 on January 28th, it could be there. Let's do this. Let's just check out the odd shark thing. Let's see what it's got for us for this game. So they're giving Boston a 5-point edge. Where'd this 223 come from? Okay. That's the over-under here. Okay, that's what it is. The other thing about the Nets is they could pick up their 28th win on the 28th. So the Nets got two big numbers on the board. Let's see here. This right here is paying out big for the Nets win. Let's see here. Brooklyn's 4-2 against the spread. If I was going to bet on this game, I don't think I'd take the money line. I think I'd take the points, So, what was the one thing I wanted to look at? Oh, I wanted to see. Yeah, I want to see the last time these teams played. So they just played on the 14th, and they lost at Brooklyn. Okay. 15-34. Let's do 54 numerology. Wow, they're playing 3 times in the same month. You don't see that very often. This game was 14 days ago. What's interesting about that, the game being 14 days ago, is New Jersey's 43, the 14th prime. Yeah, it's an interesting matchup. So I'd take the points though instead of going money line. All right, you guys, we went a little bit over time. Oh yeah, my fault. They're in Brooklyn, duh. We were talking about Brooklyn, New York equals 223, and the over-unders at 223. Brooklyn, today's date has the 41 numerology. 41's the 13th prime. Nets is 13. And here's Brooklyn, New York. So you can understand why that over-under is at 223. Check, make sure there's no killer numbers out there. We got the 48 date too. I think the points are worth a gamble. I think between the two underdogs, the two New York teams, because again, the Knicks can pick up their 39th loss in Charlotte, and the relationship with 10 and 39. I mean, I imagine it's going to play out that way. So, man, Charlotte's a big favorite though for not being a very good team. That's what's interesting about that game. The one thing is, though, 23 date numerology, it's Michael Jordan, number 23. So go with your guns. We covered all the NBA games, took a peek at some college games. Remember, 10 equals 39, New York equals 39, Charlotte equals 39. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right, you guys, we'll leave it there for today. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to do this Monday through Friday, same time each week, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern. Good luck. Until next time.